Parshas Beshalach. This is a shmuz adapted from the shmuzin of Moran Agoin, Reb Leib Chasman, Zecher Tzadok Livracha. If we look into the beginning of Parshas Beshalach, we will see that there are things there that seem to be contrary to logic. It says in the Torah, when Klal Yisrael went out from Mitzrayim, Parei said, Pen yinochem ha'am b'roisa milchama v'shavim Mitzrayim. Not Parei said, I'm sorry. The Rebbeinu Shalom said. The Rebbeinu Shalom said, the problem is when they go out from Mitzrayim, on the way out, they might come into a war, let's say with Amalek or with others. There might be a war. They might come across a war. B'roisa milchama, they will see a war, and they will go back to Mitzrayim. Pen yinochem ha'am, the Rebbeinu Shalom said, I don't want them to go back to Mitzrayim. So therefore, the Rebbeinu Shalom took them out, sent them out on a Vayasev Elokim. They went around and around. They didn't go straight, because if it would have been a straight path, it would have been easier for them to go back to Mitzrayim. Therefore, HaKadosh Baruch Hu send them on a circle route, so that it should be more difficult for them to go back to Mitzrayim. And the question is, to go back to Mitzrayim? This seems to be contrary to logic. They were just in Mitzrayim for Ridu Shana, for 210 years, in bondage and with afflictions and torture, whatever they went through in Mitzrayim, Rachmana litzlan. They're going to go back to Mitzrayim? How do we understand that? That seems to be contrary to logic. Question number 2, which seems to be contrary to logic, the fact that if they go back to Mitzrayim, they're abandoning to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. HaKadosh Baruch Hu, who is there, V'Hashem hoilech lefneihem yoimam bi'amud onon. The Rebbeinu Shalom is leading them the way, L'anchoisem haderech, and at night, during the day, the cloud is showing them the way, and at night, the cloud of fire. They're going to abandon. Rebbeinu Shalom is with them, and they're going to say, we want to go back to Mitzrayim. They're going to go back to Mitzrayim. So we have 2 questions. And besides that, also, the Rebbeinu Shalom is mamash showing himself with mon, that they got up each day to mon, and now they would abandon. First of all, the fact that they should go back to Mitzrayim, where they suffered so much, how could we understand that? And look who they're abandoning. They're abandoning HaKadosh Baruch Hu. They're abandoning Moshe Rabbeinu and Aaron the Navi, and doesn't make any sense. It's hard to understand how they would want to go back to Mitzrayim. Thirdly, why would they want to go back to Mitzrayim? Why would they want to abandon Hashem? B'roisa milchama. They see a war. Oh, war, you got to run. Question, war, you got to run? The Rebbeinu Shalom turned over in Mitzrayim, Dam, Tzvadeya, Kinim. The Rebbeinu Shalom turned Mitzrayim inside out, with all the nisim and the flois, and this they're going to abandon? This is going to make them afraid? Why are they afraid? The Rebbeinu Shalom could take care of them here. And those are the questions. These seem to be contrary to logic. And how could we possibly understand this? So, perhaps we could try to understand this with a moshel, with a story I once heard, and perhaps this could enlighten us to understand why they would do things that seem contrary to logic. And the story goes like this. There was a woman that was pregnant, and all her neighbors were very concerned that she should have an easy childbirth, and they decided to make a dry run. A few weeks before, they're going to practice that everything should go smoothly, everything should go well. One neighbor was assigned to prepare her suitcase as she would have to take that to the hospital. Another neighbor had the doctor's telephone number and the hospital's number at his had it written down already, and they practiced it for a few weeks before, and everything was precision. The one with the suitcase was there in time, and the one with the telephone number to the doctors and the hospital, and everything was precision. Everything was wonderful. Came the day that she had to give birth. There was such panic. Everybody did everything wrong. They were so nervous. They were so excited. They were so afraid and caring, and everything went wrong. The precision that they had when they were Beshalach, when everything was good, was fine, but they lost their logic when they were so overwhelmed with their emotions. And perhaps that is what is happening here. It's contrary to logic to want to go back to Mitzrayim. It's contrary to logic to want to abandon Hashem and Moshe Rabbeinu and Aaron Hanavi. And because of Beroisa Milchama, because of war, they'll see a war. When the emotions are high, there is no logic. Logic does not function. So that's perhaps a way that we can understand this. In extension to our daily lives, there are other emotions besides war and besides giving birth. There are emotions like temptations, which are constantly in front of us. I remember I was walking by a bakery, and I was talking to somebody, and all of a sudden I turn around, the person walking with me was not walking with me anymore, was in the bakery. There was something that just took this person straight into the bakery. I was talking to the ear because that person had a temptation, and there was no logic. Does not work. The person couldn't answer whatever we were talking about, couldn't address himself to what we were talking about because the emotions got hold of him. So this is the point that we possibly can bring out, that emotions are Logic is no match for emotions. Once emotions set in, we could plan it. We could plan the birth. We could plan it with precision. We could we could go back to Mitzrayim because we could want to go back to Mitzrayim because emotions are there telling us there's a war. There might be a war. So emotions, logic is no match for emotions. The Eibishter should help us. We should be zecher to be able to overcome all our emotions, all our temptations that pull us away from Yiddishkeit. We should be zecher to this. Amen. Amen.